Hi, I'm Bonnie Stafford with the Carrying On Project, and today we are going to talk about how to use your soft structured carrier. Soft structured carriers are one of the most popular carrier type here in the United States. There are lots of different brands and they are all really wonderful carriers. The one I'm using today is by Lillababy, and Lillababy has been an amazing supporter of the Carrying On Project, as has Ergo and Becco, and we are so thankful for their support in helping us provide carriers for military families. So basically, a soft structure carrier has a rectangular panel and then a waist strap with buckles and shoulder straps with buckles. Because it can carry a lot of weight, most of these are safety tested somewhere between 35 or 40 pounds. You do want to check on the specific statistics or the specific stats for the carrier that you're using, but they can go well into toddlerhood. But first, before we get started, let's talk a little bit about safety. The most important thing to remember when wearing any type of carrier is that baby should always be visible and kissable. That means that they should never have anything covering their head such that it would impede their breathing, and they should always be close enough for you to kiss. So you should easily be able to bend down and kiss the top of their head. That means that when they're really small, you're actually going to wear them fairly high up on your chest. And the reason why you do that is because you want to be able to monitor their breathing. If you ever hear a grunting noise or a snoring noise or even a wheezing noise, you want to make sure and check on that, because that could be an indication that baby's airway has become restricted. You should always be able to get 1 to 2 of your fingers underneath baby's chin and between their chin and their chest. That will keep their chin off their chest and will help to keep their airway clear. But again, like we said, as long as they are visible and kissable, they should be high enough and close enough for you to listen and hear if they start to have any breathing problems, and then can address that. So if you learn nothing else today, remember, visible and kissable. Now let's put baby on. To front carry in your soft structure carrier, all you're going to do is put the waist band around your waist. And then you're going to come around here and just clip that in. Now, I prefer to wear down low on my waist, but that's the way I wear my jeans and pretty much everything else. So that is definitely a personal preference, but I do feel like it puts the weight on my hips better. Some people like to wear up more around their true waist, and that is completely fine. It's all a personal preference. What you want to do, another thing you need to know about is that your chest clip is actually on a runner. So this goes up and down depending on what you are using it for. So for a front carry, I'm going to run it almost all the way up to the top. And you will see in just a second why I'm doing that. So run those up to the top, everything is ready, and now I'm going to put baby in. So I'm going to put baby against my chest, and then I'm going to pull the panel up here, and I'm going to put each strap over my shoulder. Now, this is why I ran that chest clip up to the top, because now I can reach back here and clip that myself. And that is all I need to do in order to wear baby, excuse me, in a front carry. Now, to take baby out, I want to brace their weight, and then simply unclip, come down this way, and now I am ready to go. Different carriers have different hoods, different head rests, and different things like that. and that's something that you'll want to play with on each individual carrier. But that is the basics of how to wear in a front carry and a soft structure carrier. You can also back carry in a soft structure carrier, but you do need to wait until baby is big enough and old enough to sit up unassisted. You want to make sure that they have really good trunk control and head control as well, which they will have by the time they're sitting unassisted. Usually that's somewhere around 6 months. So you also want to make sure that you are proficient with front carries in the carrier that you're using to back carry. You don't want any surprises. You don't want to try to figure out how this buckle works or that buckle works when baby's on your back. So you want to make sure that you're completely proficient with your carrier on the front before you start to put them on the back. So, all right, before I do anything, I'm going to take that runner that I ran all the way to the top for a front carry, and I'm going to run it down a little bit. And again, you'll see why in a few minutes. So I'm going to take the carrier and I'm going to put it on my back, just like I did on the front, but on my back. And I'm going to clip that strap. Now, one of the things I'm going to make sure is that my carrier is centered on my back. And that is because once I put baby on my back and baby is centered on my back, I know they're also centered in the carrier. So I am going to actually let this headrest down for right now. And I'm going to get my baby. There are different ways to get baby on your back, but I prefer to do the hip scoot. So that is what I'm going to show you today. So I want to put baby as far around on my hip as possible and yet still be able to hold their weight with this cross hand. So I'm going to hold their weight there. I'm going to take this arm up and over, and then I'm going to replace my hands. So now I have their weight with this first arm. So now I'm going to come around with my other hand, and I'm going to make sure that their leg is coming around my back. That helps a lot to not have them trying to go down at that point. So now I'm going to hop baby around to my back. 1, 2, 3, hop. And now I know baby is centered on my back. I can feel that. So I also know that baby is centered in the carrier because I centered the carrier first. So now everyone's first instinct is to grab this strap and pull up and over. But as you can see, that actually pulls the carrier over to the side and not over baby. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to slip our hand underneath the panel of the carrier and we're going to flip that up first. So now not only do I know that baby is centered on my back and therefore centered in the carrier, but I know that the back panel of that carrier is coming up over baby's back. So I know that everything's good to go. So now I'm going to grab that strap and I'm going to pull it up, and then I'm going to grab the second one and pull that up. So now I know that baby is in that carrier nicely. So, and I will say that I carry a little bit different from the front to the back. So a lot of times if I've had my daughter on my front, then I'll need to tighten up or loosen up when I put her on my back. So now, as you can see, since I ran this down, now I have a chest clip, which helps to bring the weight into the inside of my body. It makes it easier to carry, and it's not choking me, which it would have done if I had still had it run all the way to the top. So that is how to put baby on your back safely. To take baby off, you want to lean over and brace their weight when you let go of this chest clip. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my hand and I'm going to come in between the baby and the carrier's body, and that way I can let the carrier drop completely. So now I'm going to take baby, bring her butt first underneath my arm and then over to the side. Since I let the carrier down completely, I don't have to worry that she's tangled up in one of the straps or anything, and I know that she is good to go. So that is how to do a back carry in your soft structure carrier. If the carrier that you are using has detachable shoulder straps, then you can actually do a hip carry with your soft structure carrier as well. So the way you would want to do that is you would want to unhook both of these. You're going to put your waistband around this way on whichever hip you would like to wear on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that front strap and the back, the padded part of the front strap and the webbing part of the back strap, and I'm going to attach those. So I prefer to do it like this. And I'm going to go ahead and set that up. So now I'm going to put baby on my hip. Now, it's important in order to do a hip carry with a soft structure carrier baby as well as a back carry, baby needs to be able to sit unassisted with good head and neck control, which is, again, usually about 6 months. So I've snapped that together. I'm going to bring the back panel up over baby's back. And then I'm going to put my arm in. So this one is actually going to go over my shoulder. Now I'm going to take the padding part of the back strap and come around here. And then I'm going to take the webbing part of the front strap, feed it through the safety loop, and then in. As you can see, I'm still supporting baby's weight with my arm. So then I'm just going to snap like that, and then I'm going to tighten up. So I'm going to tighten up there, and then tighten up here as well. There we go. Here we go. So now I can use my soft structure carrier as a hip carry in a hip carry as well. Nursing in your soft structure carrier is actually very, very easy. All you have to do, if you have baby in a front carry, is to loosen up the side straps a little bit. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to drop baby's bum down to, so that their head is breast level. And that's a little bit easier when baby has a little bit of weight to him instead of a demo doll. But so as you can see here, now I am just going to latch on, and then if I need to, I can tighten back up a little bit to make it a little bit more comfortable. I can also use whatever headrest or hood that I have for a little bit of privacy. If you want more privacy, I recommend using a cardigan or a button-up shirt or some sort of a jacket and putting that on over the entire carrier, and then you can just pull the sides up like that. That works as well. So you can nurse both sides. Once baby's done, you just pop them right back up and tighten those straps back up, and you are good to go. So the advantages of a soft structure carrier are that they are very, very easy to use and they can carry a lot of weight comfortably. The disadvantage of a soft structure carrier is that it's really not initially designed to be used with newborns. It's just a little bit too big. So regardless of the type of soft structure carrier you have, you're almost always going to need to make some sort of adjustment to the carrier in order to use it safely with a newborn. A lot of the carriers sell infant inserts, or the carrier itself makes adjustments for newborns, but that is specific to each type of carrier, and you'll want to look in the instruction manual or on their website for specific information about the carrier that you are using. But what I'm going to show you is a quick trick that will allow you to use to carry a newborn in any type of soft structure carrier. So what you're going to do is you are going to put it on for a front carry, just like you would with any other time. Clip that waistband. And then we are going to take, I have a lap pad here but you can use a receiving blanket, works really, really well. A small towel, burp cloth, all kinds of things that something you probably have in your diaper bag right now will work. So I'm going to roll that up, and what that's going to do is that's going to create a seat for my baby to sit on. Because if I just pull this up, first of all, they're going to be kind of standing in there, and that can be really bad for their feet. Or I'm going to be trying to force their legs to go further apart than they want to, and we never, ever, ever, ever want to do that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my newborn here, and I am going to sit her on this this rolled up receiving blanket. Now I have her weight on her bottom and not standing on her feet. So now when I pull that panel of the carrier up and over, that pressure is not on her feet. She is actually sitting down. So now I can put her in. I can snap my carrier, and with this one, I would pull up the headrest to give her a little bit more head support. But again, that just depends on the individual carrier that you have. You can use a sleep hood. You want to make sure that they have some sort of head support with the top of that carrier. But that is how you would do that. That rolled up blanket just allows them to boost up a little bit higher in the carrier, and then also to get their weight off their feet, since their feet are going to be inside the carrier. And I can put my hands in there and feel that her feet are okay. You want to make sure, like I said, anytime their feet are inside, you want to make sure that you know where their feet are and that there's not any pressure on their feet. You don't want them to get crossed or to be put in any strange position. You also want to be aware that babies get a standing reflex. So you want to make sure that that's why their weight is on their bum, so that it's hard for them to stand up. But about the time that they would do that, they can start to sit in the carrier other ways. But you do want to be aware that they're not in a position where they can stand up and come out the top of the carrier. So that is how to wear your newborn in a soft structure carrier. So that's how to use your soft structure carrier. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let us know. And if you'd like more information on our organization and how we help military families to carry on, please see our website. Thank you all so much for your continued support of the Carrying On Project. We greatly appreciate it.